Hello and welcome to another live Google Hangout. I'm Dr. Jay Harness, Medical Director of Breast Cancer Answers. You know, I love doing these Google Hangouts. We have such interesting guests that come here, and today is going to be no exception. We're going to be welcoming the founder, Anita Kellman, of Beat Cancer Boot Camp. Try saying that 25 times in a row. And what Anita did was to actually reach out to us at Breast Cancer Answers on Facebook. And I've talked for a long time about the importance of exercise and the recovery from breast cancer. So it's with a real pleasure and honor. Anita Kellman, welcome to a live Google Hangout.
Why, thank you. I'm excited.
So tell us the story. You and I had a chance to chat before we went live about your history, and so let's tell our audience about yourself and your working in the medical field and those kind of details. So tell us your story.
All right. Well, my story is I've been in the medical profession for over 30 years, primarily women's health. Started off doing mammograms, worked my way into specializing in breast biopsies, and currently now I work with a breast surgeon for the past decade doing procedures in the office. Well, along the way, I found many people who were diagnosed with breast cancer, and I saw them with this deer in the headlight when they get the diagnosis, and I wanted to find a way to empower them to take charge of their health and get through this whole process. So I started this program, Beat Cancer Boot Camp. But it actually was Breast Cancer Boot Camp when it first started, because statistically 85% of the participants are breast cancer patients, because that's one of the most common cancers.
Well, how interesting. Now, were you a fitness expert before all of this? And I love on your lower third, we have Anita Sarge Kellman, and we're going to show some pictures here in a minute of you and fatigues. But tell me, were you already somebody who was working at either coaching other patients or had a regular exercise program of your own?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked that, because I've been excited to share that with you. I was actually teaching a boot camp class for the city of Tucson. At the time, one of my patients was a young woman diagnosed with breast cancer, and I encouraged her to come work out with me, because I said being outdoors with the fresh air, it's healthy, it's good for you, be around positive people. So she joined the class, and then fast forward a year later, because that's what it takes from diagnosis to then to treatment, she said, wow, this is what really got me through. This treatment was being outdoors and exercising with everyone. That's when the light bulb went off, and I thought, if it worked for one, it's got to work for others. And then I created this program.
Wow. Now, how many years had you been doing, quote, boot camps, prior to ever starting the cancer boot camp? I mean, tell me why you personally found that form of training versus going to the Y. I work with a coach down at the Y. I haven't basically done Marine boot camp yet. Tell us a little bit more about that lead up background, if you will.
Well, I always liked exercising, and I liked taking the challenge of competing against myself, because boot camp, the exercise is you're challenging yourself. So I like that idea, and I like that basically boot camp is basic military-style exercises. It's things that anyone can do. It's nothing fancy. You don't need equipment. It's something you can take with you anywhere. So when I actually started my program, I bought this book, The Complete Guide to Navy SEALs Fitness. It was written by a Navy SEALs, Stuart Smith. And I used that as my Bible and based my program and modeled his, my classes on his exercises. And years later, a couple years later, I emailed him because I was having a big event in Tucson and thought maybe he would like to come out and support me. And when I emailed him, he emailed me back, call me. And I thought, oh, how can I call him? I was so nervous. He was my idol. Well, I finally called him. He called me back, and I forgot to ask him half of the questions I wanted. But eventually, he did end up coming out to my event and helping me. And he was so inspired that his book that he wrote to actually train Navy SEALs reached a whole new demographics that we started working together, and we wrote a book together based on, he helped me based on us working together using the Navy SEALs exercise for cancer patients.
Wow. Well, what's the name of your book?
It's a beautiful day for boot camp.
It's a beautiful day for boot
Is it?
camp. I
'Cause
love it.
every day is a beautiful day for boot camp.
Oh, that's fabulous. So that part I didn't know about Sarge. And
Yeah,
is he still a SEAL, or is he where
he's
does he
retired.
reside
He's
now?
retired. He lives out in Baltimore, and I keep in touch with him. And he's just he was a great inspiration for me. And he said it worked both ways. And he even wrote about his experience on some blogs. You know how meaningful it was for him to see this come to a whole new level.
Wow, how really, really interesting. So you started all this, I think you shared with me before we came on air, you started all this in around 2004, and then you
Yes.
had people sort of knocking on the door, if you will, saying, hey, gosh, I don't have breast cancer, but this looks like fun. Can I
Right.
join you?
Yeah, and I didn't have the heart to tell them, well, if you get breast cancer, come back then. I thought, well, this is ridiculous. Everyone needs the same support. It doesn't matter what cancer you have. You need to exercise because it is now finally out there. I guess I was a trendsetter a decade ago, but exercise helps prevent recurrence of cancer and helps prevent some cancers. So to me, it was always a no-brainer. So yes, I changed the name and opened the doors to anyone, and it really was fabulous.
Well, let's segue for a minute to the points that you were just making. Here at Breast Cancer Answers and the videos that we have, I've talked for some period of time over the past few years about the critical importance of exercise. One of the things, Anita, that I tell people is think hard. In other words, diet, exercise, good sleep. We also know that exercise is a great antidepressant, as a matter of fact. There have been some medical studies done that show forget St. John's wort, forget any of the antidepressant pills. If you get on a regular exercise program, that can help overcome even some moderate depression. And we also know that depression can be part of the feelings that, you know, that breast cancer or any cancer patient, frankly, is going through. So that's really, really important. Yeah, you shared with us, and we'll have a posting for this Google Hangout, and we're going to list some links there. And you sent us 3 YouTube videos. We tried to figure out a way how to show them during this live Google Hangout, and it wouldn't work, virtually. But in one of them, you're interviewing a medical oncologist who, again, talks about the value of exercise helping to probably lower recurrence of cancer, but more importantly, to help you feel good during the whole time. You want to comment? You've been at this now 11 years. You want to comment on some of your anecdotal experiences with what I'm sharing with our audience?
Well, sure. What happens is, and I'm quite thankful for many of the oncologists that I work with locally who do understand the importance, and they even recommend their patients come to the program from the beginning. They don't want to wait till they're through with treatment. It's important to get connected right away. Not only, like you said, exercise helps, helps them get through, emotionally keeps them stronger, they sleep better, but the main thing is they feel better about themselves. They're taking charge of their health. Because when you're diagnosed with cancer, the rug's pulled out from under you and you don't know what to do. And you feel this loss of control. So by coming to this program and exercising and being around the right people, because you don't want to be around people that are going to, take you down and make you more depressed, I say it's not the woe is me. It's, you got cancer, let's deal with it, let's move forward and feel better. I've had people tell me that they don't know how they could have survived the year of treatment by not being part of the group. They feel physically stronger. They're able to still do things. They realize that cancer or surgery or whatever it is, doesn't slow them down, because there's everyday life things you need to do. You need to walk, you need to stand up, you need to reach to the cabinets and get stuff. You need that mobility going. You need to feel that strength. And this is what this program does. It gives them the confidence to not only stay stronger, but to do things they thought they could never do. That's what I like to share with them. Empower them to do something that they thought was impossible, because if they can do that, they see the light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, listen, let me try now. I'm sometimes computer challenged, but let me try now to share my screen. And we've got, at least on my computer, I can see, has it come through to your computer, Anita,
Yes.
the picture of you?
I see that picture.
All right, so this is a picture of you there. I think in the middle is the Sarge. And I think this is taken from the Biggest Loser time that you guys hung out with him. I would strongly recommend everyone watch that video, because when they have different shots of the ladies there in the red who are from the Biggest Loser, they say, "Wait a minute, those ladies have cancer. I've got to be able to hang out with them." But tell us a little bit more about what you were doing there, and also share with our audience, if you're a newbie to the group, how do you work sort of people into what you guys do?
Well, first of all, I was quite surprised when I got the phone call. I was at work one day, and the call came from one of the directors, the producers from the show, and they were kind of interviewing me over the phone, asking me about boot camp, and of course I get all excited sharing that story with people. And they said they're from a TV show that is giving, the theme that year is called Second Chances. And they said, what you do to cancer survivors is what we do on our show. We give people a second chance of life. And I never even thought of it that way with all my work with the boot camp. But that's exactly what I'm doing, is giving people a second chance. Right. So it was a quick turnaround, flew out to LA, brought some of my, some boot campers with me, and was able to meet the red team. And for those who don't watch the show, that year Dolvet was the trainer on that. So I was able to work with him. It was kind of fun because he told me to lead the way and do the workout, which I thought was going to be a 1-hour workout. And they said, "Oh no, this is a real workout for the group. It's 3 hours." So yes, 3 hours we worked out together. And the secret to the exercise is everyone is at their own fitness level. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people. So you can only do the best what you could do and try to just improve on it. So I show ways to modify, and so they can keep doing all the exercises. My motto is, I tell them, challenge yourself but know your limitations. And that works also, for anybody. You need to know your limitations, but you need to push yourself just a little bit. So the red team, they were getting kind of tired. They were, and they looked around at the women in the group, the cancer survivors, and they just, one group motivated the other. And that's also part of the group, exercise routine.
Yeah, boy, I got to tell you something. And by the way, there's good data on this as well, that when you work with the group, or if you have an appointment with a trainer or whatever it is, you tend to actually show up, if you will, right. And you tend to push yourself. And then there's got to be real comradeship that has developed in your different groups. Everybody, I really want to strongly recommend everybody, when we post this link, watch this episode that you did with The Biggest Loser. It is really motivating. I was really, really impressed, and you guys must have felt really good after doing that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did. It was fun for me to be able to work with everyone and to challenge them and show them that they can do things. And it was the camaraderie was really incredible that day too.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Now, Anita, you know, our we have around 700,000 followers at Breast Cancer Answers. We've now got over 8.1 million views of our videos. We've got, I think, 12, 13, 1400, whatever we're up to, a number of videos, of which this will be an important one in our video library. Share with our wide audience what other states and locations you're at, because folks are going to be in Tucson to be able to, you know, to join you.
That's right. Well, let me start from the East Coast. I have a chapter in Pittsburgh. I have a chapter in Plymouth, Massachusetts. I have two in Ohio, one in Wisconsin, a couple in Utah, and two in California, one in San Diego, one in Northern California, and of course, Tucson.
Very good. And then what other resources at beatcancerbootcamp.com? What other resources do you have there for people? Do you have videos, for instance, the ones you shared with us? I really want to encourage people to watch these videos. You will be motivated, I guarantee it. But if people come to your website, Sarge, what else are they going to find?
Well, it's primarily, I do have the videos and pictures and inspiration on there, but there's a page on there if people are interested in opening their own chapter, because I'm looking to expand nationally. And you don't need to be a cancer survivor, and you don't even need to be a fitness instructor. I train people. I have a licensing package that I work with people who meet the criteria. I'm very particular on who I give this license to, because I don't want the integrity of the program diluted anyway. Took too long to build it up. So I am looking to expand. I also on there have, for those who don't have a boot camp in their community, I have a DVD and a wellness journal. So they can, lucky them, they can hear me every day from their home. It's an 8-week program that they will be able to purchase and then be part of the boot camp community. We're also working on integrating more social media and other things where people will stay connected. Boot camp, I just want people to understand, it's not just for cancer survivors. It's for people who love them and supporters, because everyone needs to be connected, because the cancer survivors are not alone. They have family, they have friends, they have people that love them and want to connect with them. So what I have in the group is also called Buddies, and that's someone who could join who doesn't have cancer but can still feel part of the program. It's very important to me to make sure that it's inclusive to everybody.
Holy smokes.
Well,
Am I
do I
glad
talk too
am
fast?
I glad I asked that question? That's one of the better questions I've asked in a long time, Anita. Holy smokes, that's fantastic. Just now, let me just segue to something that I'm working on with a gentleman here in Orange County, California. It's an app available right now at iTunes and also the Google Play Store or whatever it's called My Breast Cancer Journey app. And the concept there is that at each step along the way, we will download to the patient materials from the National Cancer Institute, questions to ask your doctor. In other words, empowering people, you know, before you see a surgeon, after your surgery, before chemotherapy, et cetera, et cetera. You'd be interested in this. One of the features of this app is, in fact, a buddy app that the friends and family can, if I can get my voice, hold on 1 second here. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. I had all of a sudden my postnasal drip was grabbing my vocal cords. Anyway, there's a buddy app that people can load so that they can share their journey. And one of the things at the conclusion of the app that we want to focus on is survivorship. And so I think your kinds of materials may be something that we're going to want to integrate into what we're doing. We're at version 1.1 with this app right now. Do you think that would be something you'd be interested in working with us on?
I would love to do that. I think it's a perfect match and complements what you're doing and will help millions of people out there. So yes, I'm in.
microphone. All right, can you hear me all right, kiddo?
Now I can.
All right, very good. Listen, there are mornings here I get challenged just clicking around the things. So Anita, as we wrap this up, the name of your book again, done with Navy SEAL Smith, was what again?
It's a beautiful day for boot camp.
It is a beautiful day for boot camp. It really is.
And I like to just add, one of my favorite mottos is, and this sums up my program, is I want to make you physically stronger so you're mentally tougher to fight any battle. And I say that over and over to all my troop members.
Okay, can you hear me again?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm clicking up here and I'm looking at this icon. Repeat what you just said because it was so important, Anita.
I want to make you physically stronger so you're mentally tougher to fight any battles that come your way.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, as always, this has been another exciting and wonderful live Google Hangout. Anita Kellman, let me salute you, my dear. Thank you for what you're doing. You're impacting lives in ways that I know you know, but your scope is greater, frankly, than probably what you do know. I want to thank everybody for the privilege of their time, and join us again at another live Google Hangout.
Thank you.